Good morning. My name is Leanne Peters, and I just thought I'd share with you this morning. Today's the 10th of December 2012, and it's just after 9 a.m. here in southern Australia. And very interesting. I seem to be saying that all the time, I know, but very interesting energy about very different. If you're following me on my Facebook pages, my main Facebook page, the Temple of Balance Healers, and I'll put a link up in the messages if you're not following that. But I've been writing for the past 4 to 6 weeks about the different energy that's been happening and how I've been feeling it. And because I'm quite a visual person, I see it in probably a different way that might resonate with some of you. But what I've been feeling for the past few weeks, we've been in this sort of floating around on this rickety raft in this great sea, and I call it the sea of the unknown. And sometimes on this sea the weather is rough and we get battered around, but we stay afloat on our raft. Then other times it's calm and we can really reflect and connect in with what's going on. But the trust issues seem to be coming up a lot during that phase, and also survival, fear of survival seems to be hitting it as well. So what we were doing as we were doing that, floating around on this deep sea and this deep ocean, is we were being pulled or journeying towards the shores of our wildest dreams. And it was difficult to know which direction we were going. We had to really trust that we were floating the right way and that we were going where we needed to go. Now, during our time in this great sea of the unknown, we were thrown curveballs and different situations that probably I've been finding have been repeating themselves. So things that we've already sort of dealt with, or things that we thought we'd resolved, and then they rear their head again. A lot of people were going through physical things, infections and skin things, and also digestive issues. And then last week I felt that I came to land on the shores of my wildest dreams, and I was I saw a vision of myself laying face down on the sand, and I was exhausted. And I can only really speak on behalf of myself, but I do wish and feel that I'd like to share this with you. It may help you understand what's happening for you right now and help you see the bigger picture, because when we're in the middle of the drama, it can be very difficult to see what's really going on. So here I was, face down on the sand on the shore of my wildest dreams, and I was exhausted. I had massive exhaustion, needed a lot of rest for a few days, but at the same time I had waves and fluctuations of energy. So I would feel exhausted but for 8 hours or so, and then I would feel highly energetic and get so much done in another 8 hours. So it was sort of very excited to be here, but also exhausted from the journey. And then I came to realize that, in fact, this isn't the shore of our wildest dreams. In fact, it's a resting point. And now I find myself sort of floating or being washed downstream of this river. And the river is not just any river. It's a river, like when we've had a big, huge downpour of rain, and the rivers around, all the rivers around become full of water, of rainwater, and the currents become really strong, and the river's full up to the top of its banks, and it can be very, rushy, very fast moving. And what I'm now on is this, and I feel this is a direct path now to our wildest dreams, and I actually feel like I've stepped into it yesterday, which is why I felt the need and the pull to share with you today. So on this river, now this river, we're afloat with our life vests and our safety gear, and the safety gear is representing our tools, our resources, our experience and our wisdom, because the experience that we've gained through our life's path becomes wisdom for us now, and that wisdom is what helps us make better decisions and more wiser steps forward and that type of thing. learning to say no, all of that stuff. So we're geared up in our safety gear as we float very fast down this direct route to our wildest dreams. Now this river is a river of truth, because what I'm seeing in the last 3 days or so is a massive revelation of separation, duality, fear, illusion. Anything that's not based on truth or oneness or love is being revealed big time. So there will be people that seem to say things that trigger things for you. There will be situations that you're presented with that will also trigger things for you. Now these are opportunities. If you can look past the blame, the being victim, or that such and such did that, so and so did this, that circumstances made me go through this, and if you can turn it from externalizing into looking inside, what is this teaching you? What can you learn more about yourself through this situation or this person? How can this situational person propel you further forward into your truth? That's why these things are coming up, to really help us understand more about who we are in that truth and authenticness part. Because in the new and true, in this new cycle that we're all flowing into as a collective, there is only room for truth. Now your body and your intuition is a great truth detector for you, so please turn your truth detector on. If something doesn't feel right, then explore and play with different ways to find out how it will feel right and how you can adjust it to suit your needs. And I've been saying this morning, feel and adjust. So feel what it feels like, then make some adjustments. Make some adjustments to your thinking, your beliefs, your approach, your physical action approach as well. And that will help adjust you to be aligned with your truth more, because as we flow further into this river of truth, the scales start becoming less apart, but just slightly. So we're feeling for that exact space of truth for us. Now people say, I hear many times people say that there's only one truth, and this truth is right. I really don't. I've sat with that so many times. It really doesn't feel right for me. For me, I feel we all have our own truth depending on where we're at in our lives. And truth is adaptable. Truth changes. Truth is flowing. Truth is fluid. When it becomes set in its way, it becomes a belief, and there is a huge difference between a belief and a truth. So align with your truth, find those scales and balance yourself up with the truth. The truth is here, and now your body, your emotions, your mind just need to find that space of alignment, of harmonizing with that truth that is right for you. Now as you gain more life experience, as you become wiser, then your truth may change a bit, and then you'll need to adjust again to that truth. And that's what I'm talking about with the fluidity of truth. And it is adaptable. It does change based on how we're flowing and our experience with our life. So this river of truth is fast moving, and is so fast moving. If you feel that you're on it, then probably in the next few days, 3 days at the probably most, you will be there. You will be there at that, standing at that new point with that new door swinging open for you. And as you stand there and the old door fully closes, in fact it slams shut, and the new door, we're faced with this new that's there right in front of us, it's going to be essential, and you'll probably have situations coming up in your life that's going to reflect this. It's going to be essential for you to look at the way you approach the old and work out if that old way of approaching the old and living in the old and being in the old, speaking in the old, eating in the old, all of these ways of living in the old way are now being challenged to be. Because in this new, this land of our wildest dreams, this new door as it swings open, we cannot live fully there if we're still approaching our life in the same old way. Now, I talk about the same old way, and it may be the way you approached it a week ago. That's how fast it's moving. And what we need to do is adjust and feel and play with. Don't try not to become too resistant or too stubborn or too inflexible, but do your best to feel with it and adjust, and feel with it and adjust, but also look at how you've been approaching things. For an example, this is a great example because I've been really reflecting on my work at Temple of Balance and the whole Temple of Balance energy for the last, well, forever, since I started it 8 years ago, but for the last 4 to 6 months I've been really looking into it because my email volume's increasing, which means it eats into my creative time where I can share like this with you, or write my books, or draw some artwork, or host events. All these sorts of things, the email and the personal needs that people have in general are eating into my time. And as Temple of Balance grows, and it's grown so much in this last 6 months or year, and it continues to grow, and I have these great visions of creating this empire of Temple of Balance, I cannot continue to approach it in the same, personal way that I had been doing for the last 8 years. Yes, that may have worked when I had 100 or so people following my work, but now we're in the thousands, and the demand on my time has to change because it's being outbalanced, it's being outweighed. And my approach, the way I approached it when I was in the old world, through this old door, worked. It worked for me. It was the way I like to do things. But now I've had to be really real and really realistic about my visions of creating an empire, and realizing that I just can't personally reply and connect with and do all the personal stuff as much as I could before last week. So I am now adjusting to my new approach and my new changes, and I actually feel like I feel like I've hit the nail on the head. I feel like I've tried this in sort of slight, subtle ways for the past 4 months. But it's not till yesterday when I had the big realization, and when that new door really fully swung open and the green light came fully on, when I really realized that I have to really be serious about this and really change my approach. I also have been changing the way I've been eating. I've been having to cut out flour and sugar, and I've been forced to do that because my body is just throwing up infection, staph infection. So I've had to really look at changing all that stuff. So eating in a different way, and all those types of things are really the way we work, the way we live, the way we think. All of these are calling to be changed and coming from a new approach that's in alignment with our truth and who we are. So as this new door swings open, and you've already been through that sea of the unknown, where you've already established more trust in the flow, trusting in yourself, releasing of doubts, releasing of fear, knowing that you are going to survive, and then being swept up into this river of truth where illusions will come to the surface. And remember, illusions are held in the world of duality, the world of separation. And remember too that separation has to come to an end. So everyone's talking about the end of the Mayan calendar. They have been for years. But when we look at separation is about beginnings and endings. So it makes sense that something ends and then something begins again. Now when we step out of the duality and out of the separation and into the oneness, into the truth, then there's no beginning and end. It's just an ever expanding spiral that we are swept into. So it makes sense that the old world is ending, because we are ending separation, and separation has to come to an end. Duality must end. It's part of duality. It has that starting and ending. So please don't buy into any fear-mongering, but sit with your own truth and what feels right for you, and always follow this compass of your heart. It will always lead you where you need to be. And if you feel like you've come out of alignment or out of harmony with it, then just feel what's going on in your body and adjust. feel and adjust just in those little small, like balancing the scales. Just feel that you're out of balance, then make a little adjustment. You might go over a bit, feel again, and then make another adjustment. So trust, please, in yourself and enjoy this journey. It's really one of uniqueness. We're really honoured, and I feel very honoured and privileged to be here at this time. And I send you so much love. Please know the earth is happy and the earth is fine. The earth is beaming out love and balance, love and balance to you. So please know the earth is okay. Do not worry or concern yourself with the planet. She is quite okay. The only one person you need to concern yourself with is you, and concern yourself as far as in relation to getting into alignment with your truth and who you are. And you'll need to feel to do that. So be real about how you feel. Now, I said earlier that I'm going to be really stepping back from connecting with emails personally. I really encourage you, if you want to connect with me personally, to listen to my radio shows, which happen every week on a Thursday. Also, you can book a one-on-one private consultation with me for a soul reading or intuitive healing session, and we do those over the phone. Or if there's an event coming up in your area, I really highly recommend booking to an event and really connecting deeply with us in that way. So thank you so much for being here and listening, and please just take on board what feels right for you. This is my experience, and I'm just sharing from my heart. So some things will sit right, some things will spark some curiosity in you, so feel and sit with it and see what it has to share with you. So thank you so much, sending you much love from Tasmania, Australia, and you have a wonderful journey into 2013. If I don't speak to you personally like this again before then, there's still a few gateways or portals opening, 12/12/12, the 21st, and the solstice of December. Plus, I feel we're going to be really charging head on into 2013. I also share weekly guidance here on YouTube, which you probably have been listening to, but just check out my channel if you want to. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful journey and I feel like I want to say a wonderful ascension. And ascension is just growth and raising your energy vibrations. So have a wonderful journey, a wonderful ascension, and wow, we really are here experiencing and being able to play in our wildest dreams. So thank you so much. Namaste.